So we have discussed the geometric method for the measurement of the elasticity of supply. So in that geometric method we have said that so this is the figure, the same figure 11 which we have taken to explain the geometric method. So in this geometric method we have explained that the elasticity of supply at point R is given by the distance divided between TQ and OQ. So we have to prove that the elasticity at point R will be given by the distance between TQ divided by OQ. So here we are to prove the geometric method of measuring elasticity of supply. So we have to prove that elasticity at point R on supply curve SS figure 11 is given by TQ divided by OQ. So that we have to prove. So initially elasticity of supply formula is given by change in Q divided by change in P into price by Q. So as we have seen in the figure 11, so the slope of the supply curve is given by change in P divided by change in Q. So that is the slope of the supply curve. So this change in Q and change in P, which is in the formula of elasticity of supply, it is the reciprocal of the slope of the supply curve, SS. So what is the slope of the supply curve? Slope of the supply curve is percentage change in P divided by change in Q. So this change in Q divided by change in P is nothing but the reciprocal of this slope of the supply curve. So we rewrite the formula as elasticity of supply is given by reciprocal of slope of the supply curve divided by into P by Q. So we are rewriting the formula because this is nothing but reciprocal of the slope of the supply curve, that is change in P divided by change in Q. Again, consider figure 11. So consider this figure again. The slope of supply curve SS equals RQ by TQ. So where is RQ? This is the slope of the supply curve again, RQ TQ. So this is also slope of the supply curve, and again this RQ and TQ is also the slope of the supply curve SS when it is extended to touch the x-axis at point T. So this is again the slope of the supply curve, RQ and then TQ. So at price P, at point R, price is at. So now we are considering again this figure 11. Let me repeat. So this RQ and TQ is again the slope of the supply curve SS when it is extended till x-axis at point T. So at price P on the point R, OP equals RQ. So price is equal to RQ. So price is equal to RQ. See, OP and RQ is the same. And again, quantity supplied is OQ. So at price OP or at price RQ, quantity supplied is OQ. So substituting these values we have. So 1 divided by slope of supply curve SS into P by Q. So let us substitute the value of P and Q. So we have said that price equals to RQ. So we are substituting P for RQ, Q for, we are substituting RQ in place of P and OQ in place of Q, because OP equals to RQ, and then at price OP or RQ, quantity supplied is OQ. So we are just substituting the values. So when we take out this 1, so TQ will go up and RQ will go down, and then into RQ by OQ. So this 2 is cancelled, and what we have is TQ by divided by OQ. So lastly, ES or elasticity of supply is given by TQ and OQ. So here TQ OQ. So we have just proved that elasticity of supply at point R on the supply curve SS will be given by TQ OQ. So this is the proof. Elasticity of supply is given by the ratio of the distance TQ to the distance OQ. So elasticity at point R will be given by the ratio of the distance TQ to OQ. So that is the proof for the geometric method of measuring elasticity of supply. So we have just explained the elasticity of supply on a linear supply curve or on a straight line supply curve. But how do we measure the point of elasticity of supply on a non-linear supply curve, say the curve SS? So how do we measure this price elasticity at point on the curve of supply curve such as SS on the figure 14? So we will use the same principle as we have derived above. But before doing that, what we have to first do is, in order to measure the price elasticity of supply on a non-linear supply curve, we have to draw a tangent line between the supply curve. So a tangent line T1 is drawn at point A. So after drawing the tangent line T1, we extend the supply curve, or we extend this tangency line towards the x-axis, touching the x-axis at T1. So as we have explained above, after extending this line, what we do is we can actually obtain the supply elasticity by dividing the distance between T1 Q1 divided by OQ1. So the elasticity of supply at point A will be given by the distance to T1 Q1 divided by OQ1. So elasticity at point A is given by T1 Q1 divided by OQ1. So, and again, another point B is considered in this diagram. So at point B, we have drawn a tangency line T2. So in order to measure the point elasticity of supply, we extend this tangency line which is drawn at the supply curve SS. So we extend this tangency line towards the x-axis, touching the x-axis at T2. So after extension, what we do is we again can obtain the elasticity of supply. So how do we obtain? We obtain the elasticity of supply by dividing the distance to T2 Q2 divided by OQ2. So at point B, the elasticity of supply is obtained by dividing the distance to T2 Q2 divided by OQ2. So elasticity at point B is given like this: T2 Q2 divided by OQ2. So that is the elasticity at point B. So another important thing that we have to note is, so at point A and B, the elasticity may be different, and actually they are different. So elasticity at point A on the supply curve SS is given by T1 Q1, which is greater than OQ1. So at point A, we can see that T1 Q1 is greater than OQ1. So at point A, T1 Q1 is greater than OQ1. So price elasticity for this point A is greater than 1. And again, consider point B. So at point B, the elasticity of supply curve SS is obtained by T2 Q2 divided by OQ2. So we notice that T2 Q2 is less than OQ2. So T2 Q2 distance is less than OQ2. So at point B, the elasticity at point B on supply curve SS will be less than 1. So elasticity of supply at point B is less than 1. So what we have seen is at point A and B, we have seen the difference of elasticity or elasticity of supply between A and B is different. And at point A, it is greater than 1, and at point B, it is less than 1. So that is how we measure the elasticity of supply on a non-linear supply curve.